we do have the count. Let's work the count here because this series, wild stuff here. The thing that's really surprising to me is the 38 hits the Diamondbacks got to the 33 the Giants got. Like for the one lopsided game being so lopsided, you would think that the Diamondbacks would have a substantial lead in a lot of categories here. They end up scoring 25 runs to the Giants 16 runs. They went 14 for 41 with runners in scoring position, which is just a crazy amount of opportunities with runners in scoring position.
I mean, they went 10 for 23 on Friday.
On Friday, yeah, 10 of those.
And they went 4 for 18 in the other 3 games combined. So it's a little misleading. These numbers are a little misleading when you have one game where you put up that much offense.
But I mean, the starting pitching ERA for the Diamondbacks, 3.79. And like you said, Zach Gallen was probably the biggest contributing factor there to that even being that high. It would have been much lower if Zach Gallen had a better outing. Relief pitching, 3.60. So, I mean, overall, not too bad here. The Giants starting pitching ERA, 3.92. Relief pitching, 7.63. Obviously, again, big part of that was that one game in game 2 and what they were able to do against the bullpen. But
I don't think the Diamondbacks have lost one of these graphics at the end of a series all year.
Like as far as the totals are concerned?
I think if you factor in the totals and you were to look at each one in a vacuum, the Diamondbacks would be like objectively the better side over the course of the 3 or 4 game series in every series thus far.
Well, and
they're plus 28, right? Yeah. They're an 11-12 baseball team that has, I mean, how many teams have a better run differential than that right now? I think 5. I think they have the 6th best run differential in baseball. Right. It is, and I know people have been pointing this out in the chat, like to have an injury report as long as the one that we just showed, and to still be right in the mix. D-backs aren't buried in the standings or anything. Obviously, it's really early in the season to be talking about standings anyway, but they've managed to hang around, and I think you have to feel pretty good about that if you're a fan of this team.
I did see the video today, by the way. I think Braden in the chat brought up a fan got Boone ejected today from Yankee Stadium. One of my favorite moments of this baseball season so far.
Yeah, that was pretty
absolutely funny. Hilarious. Again, Jesse pointed out to me how the umpire at one point said to Aaron Boone, "I don't care who said it," in regards to the phrase that got Aaron Boone obviously tossed from the game. Now,
that seems like an important variable.
That is a very important factor in him getting ejected from the game, is who in fact did say the thing that got him ejected from the game. Now, that was hilarious, but that wasn't really Aaron Boone's fault. But maybe it was, because he'd already gotten a warning and we were one batter into the game. So maybe just calm down a little bit right out of the gate, Booney. But the opposite end of the spectrum is Bob Melvin getting angry about that call in this series, because, man, I was 100% with him there.
He's right. Like, totally right.
And I love the fact that he waited until it really impacted the game negatively to be like, fuck it, I'm getting tossed. Like, he knew it. He was like, here, hold my hat and my keys. I'm about to go out there and start a fight, right? And that I appreciate, because sometimes you just have to let an umpire know, like, your egregious call just cost us runs and possibly this game. One call. And in baseball, one bad call can do that. Like, that's what we saw in the finale on Sunday.
If Kevin Newman doesn't hit that double, Bob Melvin doesn't get tossed from the game.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
He was upset about it. I mean, he made his point before anything happened.
But there wasn't a point to get tossed until that call ended up costing them, because Kevin Newman could strike out and then you go get tossed out for nothing, then, right? Innings over.
Who cares about it at that point? D-backs also, I mean, Kevin Ginkel in there in the 9th inning, I think he might have picked up a favorable call or two that Giants fans and the Giants dugout certainly were not too happy.
Robot umpires. You know what you can't do to a robot umpire is hurt its feelings, Jesse. You can't get it mad at you and your whole team to the point where he's like, I'm just going to make calls for these guys now. You guys keep acting up like that. Watch out. These calls all go this way.
I don't think the robot would be able to decipher whether a hitter caught a piece in that situation, right?
Oh, so that's what the home plate umpire would
I think the home plate umpire, I think that
but
would
if he's not calling balls and strikes, could he not pay better attention to that kind of thing? Because he's trying to look at a strike zone.
Probably. I mean, it's a tough, like, I think it's a pretty tough call to make.
It is, because it bounces off the ball. It changes trajectory based on bouncing off the ground, and so you obviously missed it. You didn't see it with your naked eye, but it was enough in your peripheral vision that you saw that the change in direction was enough to make you think that he fouled it off. Yeah. Right. But again, it was a bad call. It was a fairly obvious a bad call, though.
Gabby Moreno had a really good game yesterday. I want to shout that out. He had a couple of hits, including a really big 2-run single that turned a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead. It was a really big moment in the game. And then also in the 8th, Ryan Thompson came in and walked the first batter he faced on 4 pitches. And then Jung Hoo Lee inexplicably decided that he wanted to try to steal second base on Gabby Moreno. And it went about as you would expect it to. And that changed the complexion of the inning.
Really
I think
did.
when that happened, Ryan Thompson hadn't thrown a pitch in the strike zone yet. You're kind of wondering what his command is going to be like in the inning. And then all of a sudden, it's 1 out. There's nobody on base. And Thompson was able to settle in and get out of the inning unscathed at that point. So Gabby Moreno had a really, really big impact on that game yesterday.
Nothing fires me up like that celebration, Derek. Nothing.
Gabby Moreno, every single time that Gabby Moreno catches an attempting base stealer, he posts the highlight on Instagram.
Yeah.
And it's pretty,
it's pretty electric.
You have to respect that.
Yeah.
I mean, he's good at it and he knows he's good at it and he takes pride in it. And it is one of the coolest things to watch on a baseball field is watch Gabby Moreno get out of the crouch and, just nail the spot pretty much every single time.
And if you're like me, that quote runs through your head when he does it. When he said, I understand the opposing team wants to score, but I can't let them. What do we got here?
I'm not going to allow it.
I'm not going to allow it.
The exact verbiage. Yeah. They want to win, but I'm not going to allow it.
We got in the super chat up here. I don't think we've addressed the super chat yet. Damon? Super chat? We got Altec ZZ. What up, Altec? Says, I'll be there today, tomorrow, and Wednesday. Shout out to you in St. Louis. Hope you had a chance to go maybe see AEW Dynasty and my boy Shane Strickland become AEW champion. Congrats to my guy, Swerve. Also, we have Elise in the chat asked us if we could go take some sage, go to the clubhouse and sage the clubhouse to get out these bad injury vibes next time we're there. I can guarantee you Casey will not allow me to do that. Teo Mackey, according to Michael, is reporting that Tommy Henry is in St. Louis. No surprise there.
No surprise there. So he's going to start on Tuesday, presumably, and Merrill Kelly is probably going to go on the IL as the corresponding move. Although the D-backs could, technically, I guess they could send out Logan Allen as well in order to make that move official. And the move probably won't be official until tomorrow because Tommy Henry's not gonna pitch today.
So you're saying send Logan Allen back down?
Yeah, I think it would either be sending Logan Allen down or more likely, in my mind, putting Merrill Kelly on the injured list. But we'll see. Doesn't
he have to be placed? Would the 15-day IL be enough for him to? Okay, for him to be on the roster. Okay. And then we have, I think Skeletor there was talking about how you can see the ball get tipped, though. No, you can't. Laura, I don't know about that. I watched that play
those replays are always like, it's a little bit hard to tell for sure, I would say, watching those replays, but you can generally see the trajectory of the ball change in some fashion, and I didn't see any evidence of that. So maybe it's possible that Kevin Newman got a piece, but I don't.
It was a hard play to call in the moment, and I understand the umpire missing it, but I also understand Bob Melvin being furious about it because it might have cost them that game yesterday.
It was a pretty big moment.